In your news across the nation, RFK Jr. faced tough questions from both sides of the aisle yesterday at a hearing in front of the Senate Finance Committee. Let's go live now to Scripps News Group Washington correspondent Stephanie Liebergen. And Stephanie, what are some takeaways from that hearing?
Hey, good morning. Well, there were a lot of issues brought up in yesterday's hearing, but there were some common threads that we got throughout the 3-hour hearing and from members on both sides of the aisle really having tough questions for Secretary Kennedy. There were moments that were almost shouting matches in the hearing room. There were combative moments, a lot of contentious moments. One of the biggest themes was vaccine access. A number of senators questioning some of the commitments that Secretary Kennedy made when he was going through the confirmation process, that he promised he would not do anything to make access to vaccines more difficult. And senators, both Republicans and Democrats, arguing that that's exactly what happened when they changed the COVID-19 vaccine recommendations recently, saying they're now only recommended for people over 65 or people with underlying health conditions, and saying changing that recommendation was taking away vaccine access from healthy Americans across the country, from kids who maybe want parents want them to get the booster before they go back to school in the fall. So vaccine access, a key issue that Kennedy was pressed on yesterday. He was also pressed on the shakeup at the CDC and the changes at CDC leadership. Kennedy defended the firings that he has made, saying that he is trying to, quote, right the ship at the CDC. And there were a number of questions about why Susan Menarez was pushed out, that she was in that job as CDC director for less than a month. And even a Republican senator, Tom Tillis, pressing Kennedy on saying he doesn't really understand how Kennedy can go from glowing words of recommending Menarez and saying she is a Maha fighter for the Make America Healthy Again movement, and then less than a month later firing her and pushing her out of the agency. So those were just a couple of the key threads that I noticed throughout the hearing, a couple of the key contentious issues. Again, Kennedy facing tough questions for both Republicans and Democrats on that committee.